And given what you're saying, that a lot of people, although they appreciate drawing on world sources, they also are going to want to practice in one place
Yes.
and have some things laid out for them so that we can work within a structure to really further something.
Yes.
So given these 4 frames we were just working with that you articulated and Marc repeated, and drawing on our earlier conversation about this recently, how about practices for each of these?
My life was I'm very grateful for what has come to me from letting go and surrendering. And that came, the first time in my life came through something called Subud. There was a movement, Mutananda was very big on, he was very appreciative of Bapak Subud, the Indonesian who initiated this. The practice was, the sessions would begin with the ritual words, let us surrender to the will of God. And the only rule was no touching and no talking. Everything goes aside from that. And men were separate from women, different sessions, men and women. The traditional Oriental way in that. When I first heard it described, I thought these are hysterical phenomena. People beginning to make noises, to sing, to make movements, until for the first time I found myself doing something with my hands which was not me. There's a phenomenon where you are moved and it's not you who are moving. For me, when these movements started happening, and it came then with very much after that with glossolalia. You know glossolalia?
No.
That's the name anthropologists give to what Christians call speaking in tongues.
Tongues, okay, okay.
My speaking in tongues was a mixture of Russian and Japanese, I think. And it came with a whole body attitude. I once was in Mount Fuji, and there's a shrine up near the top of Mount Fuji where and some tourist places for souvenirs. You can buy souvenirs, and there is a place where you can put your face behind a kind of how you call these emperors,
Right.
shogun.
Uh-huh.
And from my experiences with Subud, I had the possibility of getting into almost a deity, a wrathful deity. And I remember I was playfully doing it while I was at this place for taking a picture. And some Japanese people were coming there. As soon as I got into this, they recognize the spirit of that. It can't be feigned. It comes from another place.
That's wonderful.
And so for me, the importance of that, I have only heard it said by Idris Shah. It says, that has a natural end. That's only a way into something. And for me, what that was the way into was inspired writing. Much of what circulates, much of the information in all the literature on the Enneagram is imitative of the things I said because they came to me through automatic writing. I understood them that way. And then it disappeared. Automatic writing lasted maybe 3 years, and then I thought it was more a quality of inspiration that was not separate from myself. It's just, I suppose I get to be better and better as a writer, and so I suppose the inspiration has not disappeared from my life, but I don't perceive it as inspiration any longer. So, but the way in was possession.
Possession.
It was this kind of movement that has its wisdom of itself, and And I can recognize it. In Tai Chi, I have had somebody who tells me, if you don't remember the movement, doesn't matter, but you just do you already have the flow in your body, do practice in this way. So there is a shadow of that in many arts. In arts, and of course the painting, brush painting in Japan and in China has a lot to do.
Yes.
There's a
Calligraphy.
Zen.
Divine calligraphy.
Zen expresses itself through calligraphy, among other things. So, but to yield into that, you need to be very free. It doesn't work if you want to perform, if you want it to look good, if you want some kind of profit, inner or outer, if you want to attain something. No, that's not being receptive. So it's a quality of mind that, back to the original question, I thought of subud in answer to your practices, question of practices.
Practices.
It does not lend itself to be a practical advice. Go to subud and learn from them, because they're very exclusive. They don't want they want the practice to be secret. They don't want to mix with anything else. But something that has appeared in the world recently is what Mary Whitehouse created, and with the name of authentic movement.
Yes.
And I think it can be cultivated beyond any particular school. Now in my SAT program I have this, I call it spontaneous movement. I think it's more authentic than authentic movement. I call it just spontaneous. And there are people who have it and who can pass it on by contagion. Just like subud was meant to be passed on through contagion. That's why they didn't want it to become an exercise.